Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticlowns. You are listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Mara.
I'm your other host, Audrey.
And we're going to learn how babies are made. Everyone clap. We're going to learn how babies are made. Forget everything else that has ever come up about the origins of the Transformers. Throw it in the trash. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. Who are the Dinobots? I don't know. It's all about the ball, all right?
Are you ballin'?
Are you ballin'? This is the first thought that is in any Transformers head in this continuity. 1-800 Are You Ballin'?
You'll have to excuse me, at least if I'm a bit distracted tonight. I voted for the future of the country today, apparently. And those results will be coming in live as we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Polls closed 14 minutes ago for the New York City mayoral election, and boy howdy.
Close that tab and think about the ball. The ball.
I can do both things.
We watched The Key to Vector Sigma parts 1 and 2 this week, and boy howdy, it introduces a lot of stuff. Not the least of which
Only some of which is relevant, actually.
Yeah, not really. You'd think, wow, we're introducing Vector Sigma. That's a pretty big part of the lore, and you would be right for everything that comes after this. In the cartoon, it does not appear again until the Rebirth, which is the 3-parter that ended the whole series in 1987. So it must not have been that important. Of course, a lot of that is due to the fact that 1 year later, they introduced the Matrix, which sort of became the MacGuffin du jour for Transformers going forward.
Yeah, I still think, like, the Matrix is still very different in terms of what it does.
Oh yeah, they eventually figured out how to sort of separate all of this stuff out into a way that makes sense. But for now, they're sort of all the same thing, which is artifact that makes new Transformers. Now, the Matrix has some other stuff going on, but this is what Vector Sigma is introduced as in this episode. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We have to get to the funny ball first.
That's true.
And to do that, we have to start on the road. The government has lent the Autobots some kind of super fuel. And Optimus, knowing full well that Megatron cannot resist attacking any sort of special fuel, has set up a security detailer on the tanker trucks, just in case they attack. And wouldn't you know it, the Decepticons attack. He's a tactical genius.
Right, and they send their best, so Ramjet.
Yeah, they send the Coneheads. To Ramjet's credit, he survives hitting a mountain the first time.
This is some Wile E. Coyote shit.
Yeah.
That's going on here. All I can say, I saw the fake Skinamarink video again the other day. Do you know?
I love that video.
Kevin, you have to run at it full force. Kevin.
That video is so good.
The fucking, like, not suppressed laugh in the middle of it.
Yes.
Is so choice. But, like, I guess that was, like, just in my head because I just saw it again for the first time in forever yesterday. But, like, all I could think was, like, Ramjet, you have to run into the tunnel. You have to run into the tunnel at full force.
Yeah, shockingly, he avoids the first one and then hits the second one. Yeah, so Megatron is very frustrated by the fact that I guess he wishes that they could outdrive the Autobots, despite all of the Decepticons being capable of flight, which seems really good. He's like, fuck, I wish I had some cars. Rumble, go steal some cars. And he goes, okay.
Well, I also want to talk about, like, this confrontation at the end before Megatron has makes this decision.
Yeah, number one, Prowl line. We got rare occurrence. Prowl does indeed have a line in this sequence where he brags about his security detail, and then of course that goes to shit immediately. So good job, Prowl.
Yeah, he's doing great. Average cop behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So like Ramjet runs into a mountain. There's a really funny shot of Dirge and Thrust dragging his limp body away.
Yeah.
And like Rumble and Megatron are in the sky, and Megatron basically goes, "Rumble, do you see this shit? These fucking these fucking morons have failed me once again." And he like flies down. He's like, "I'll do it myself." And they like have this like kind of Mexican standoff, except not really because Megatron's wildly outnumbered. But he's like, "I'm gonna blow up this fuel if you don't give it to me." And Optimus is like, "Are you stupid? That'll kill all of us." And Megatron basically goes, "I'll kick anyone's ass. I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your smoke screen's ass. I'll kick my own ass."
I feel
he's like, "I'll take that chance. Let's all go down together."
At this point, Smokescreen's gotta have one of the highest hit rates against Megatron of any of the Autobots, right? Like,
he's like truly the hidden MVP of this show is Smokescreen, who
it's still not quite as funny of a moment as you think this will stop me directly.
The smoke will stop me. Again, like Smokescreen, I don't think Smokescreen ever lands an actual hit on Megatron, but like the damage he makes Megatron do to himself is pretty impressive.
Smokescreen's him in the face. All the other Autobots shoot the fuck out of him. Megatron just goes, "Oh fuck, leave. Ah."
Yeah. Maybe it was Smokescreen. He was like, "Damn, that car's so cool."
Yeah.
Fuck.
I need 4 cool cars and a cool truck, just like the Autobots have.
Exactly. Motor Master is basically Optimus or something. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
So yeah, this is the sequence where Rumble steals all the cars. My favorite part, obviously, I mean, all of these are amazing. The best one is when he gets into the fucking race car and drives it away like he's a little bear in a tiny clown car.
Yeah.
The second best one is when he Grand Theft Auto style like jumps through the window of the truck and jacks that guy's truck. Like Rumble for this sequence of the episode is like he's in a Saints Row game.
That's not a terrible way to describe it. I hate that.
Yeah. So they steal all these cars and they bring them back to base. And Megatron's like, "Hell yes, I'm gonna make these cars into guys, and they're gonna drive better than the Autobots." So they modify all of these cars.
The base also the tests on these cars. Can we talk about the tests?
Yeah.
Can we talk about? I don't even remember which one it was, but Megatron's like, yes, their anti-gravity abilities, and one just like goes into space, basically. It's like, "So long, space cowboy."
They just run into stuff. All of their chassis are like coated with some kind of like super hard metal or whatever, so they can just literally smash through anything. I mean, look, if the Stunticons had like a sub faction motto, it would be "I'm the king of the highway." That is what they truly embody more than anything. But
well, they embody it more once they get personalities.
Yeah, so here's where things differ. Now, of course, we know that Wheeljack and Ratchet gave birth to 3 beautiful adult sons in the Ark's basement, them being the Dinobots, and then 2 more adult sons a week later, who were also Dinobots. Now, the Dinobots are like fully functional. They got simple brains, but they're guys. As it turns out, you can't actually do
the Dinobots have a soul? The greatest thread in the history of the forum, locked after 12,653 pages.
Me Grimlock not ensouled. Me Grimlock tulpa. Yeah, as it turns out, the way
me Grimlock never baptized.
Me Grimlock going to limbo forever. Me Grimlock learned about Catholicism yesterday.
Me Grimlock Christian baby used as baseball.
God damn it. So
Yeah.
yeah. So apparently that didn't count, and also the Constructicons didn't count, although as we've covered, the origin of the Constructicons is troublingly recursive, and I don't really want to think too hard about it, because it really starts
Listen, it's a Fry situation. They're their own granddads.
a sort of nightmarish Ouroboros of like existence that they have.
Is it better or worse than dating your sister?
I don't know. I think it's two totally different things. Although that comes up again. I'm your
It sure
creator,
does.
Optimus. I'm your dad.
Don't forget, I created both of you.
Before I merge with this ball, I have to remind you that she's your sister wife. Bye. And then he dies. Yeah. So as it turns out, you actually need Vector Sigma to basically ensoul these Cybertronian constructs. We've never heard this name before. It's never even been alluded to, but them's the rules now. So they gotta go to Cybertron to do that. And pretty quickly, the Autobots cotton on to what their plan is, and so they ride out on Omega Supreme to try and stop them from finding the key to Vector Sigma. Actually, no, that reminds me, it's really funny. Because Megatron and the Sundicons get there, and Megatron's like, "Hey, what's up, Shockwave?" And Shockwave says, good, yes, you're here for Vector Sigma. Well, you need a key for it. And Megatron starts to freak the fuck out, and Shockwave says, wait, I know where it is. Alpha Trion has it. You can just go mug an old man. And that, of course, gets Megatron very excited.
He is the oldest man in the world in this episode.
He's so old.
Yeah, they do mug an old man.
They sure do. They go to his house, they mug him, and they steal the key to Vector Sigma. And it's as easy as that. So they also, on the way down, they also run into these weird looking, like Centurion drones that kind of look like, are kind of giving me like Zaku vibes, but without
no, they are definitely giving Zaku vibes, for sure.
There's Zaku with a dome head. And yeah, they basically just obey whoever has the key. So Megatron sends these guys after the Autobots, who have just found Alpha Trion. I think he got his arm ripped off or something. Did I did I see that right? Because they like find him half embedded in his arm got ripped off. Jesus,
it's not like a good scene down here.
No, but he gets up and running again pretty quickly. So he's like, we gotta go. Megatron has the key, and he's got 5 huge shitheads he's gonna make into guys. Which, unfortunately, we cut to. It's already happening. Vector Sigma speaks, and basically we learn that Vector Sigma has no, like, allegiance. It kind of just obeys whoever has the key. And it also predates Cybertron, according to itself.
Which you remember, right? Because we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the well-established lore.
The well-established lore of
Vector Sigma.
Transformers G1 in general.
Yeah. Look, it's not. This is the latest in a long line of origins people will try to get going. The first of which I must always remind everyone: the first explanation for how Transformers came to be was that they evolved from a naturally occurring system of levers and pulleys. That is from the first issue of the Marvel Comics. So we've
I don't know that I know that. That's still really funny.
It's really funny. That's the first thing put forward. But now it's a big glowing disco ball. And it gives all the Stunticons personalities. And this is the first scene where 5 dudes are just born and introduce themselves. It's my favorite one because it has the Stunticons in it.
So the order goes Motormaster first. And it's like, hi, I'm Motormaster. And Megatron's like, bet, I'm the one who gave you life. And Motormaster's like, okay,
I swear loyalty to you.
I guess that means, I'm loyal to you. And then, like...
Here, I have I have the list of everybody's introductions. We have I'm
Because
Motormaster.
yeah, Motormaster, and then it's Breakdown's second after.
Nope, Dead
No,
End is
he's
next.
third. It's Dead End. Yeah, so it's Dead End, Breakdown, and then Dragstrip, right?
Yes, and then the last
Yeah,
one is
in
the
order.
best one.
Yeah. So in order. So Dead End, Breakdown, and Dragstrip in order go. I'm more loyal. No, I'm more loyal. No, I'm the loyalist boy ever.
So here's what they say, because they give a little bit of their personalities. We have Motormaster says, "I swear loyal to you." Dead End says in a very melancholy voice, because guess what? We've got another fucking terminally depressed Decepticon. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, this one is more of an active suicide watch.
Yeah,
I would say
this is
Dirge is this like my vibes are terrible. Dead End is like I'm trying to go out in a blaze of glory, and I'll take down anyone who tries to stop me.
Dead End is more in the reckless nihilist category. And he says, "I'm Dead End. I guess I'll have to do what you say." And then Breakdown says, "I'm Breakdown. I'll obey too," in sort of a weird halting way. Dragstrip is very enthusiastic, and he says, "I'm Dragstrip. I live to obey."
Yeah,
and then
increasing levels between the three of them of we will be the loyalist boys, and then Wild Rider's like, I want to get fucked up.
I'm alright. I will push them up. Like he literally said, he says, "I'm gonna bust something up," but he just says, "I will push them up." Yeah.
All I could think about was that one TikTok was like, "Oh, when I was born, I don't remember. I was probably fucked up or something."
Any AEW watchers of the audience will know when I say Wild Rider has a lot of Mark Briscoe about him. If you know, you know.
Great.
But yes, I'll push them up.
I am Dragstrip. I live to obey. I'm Wild Rider, and I want to bust something up.
Like,
yeah, it's just like 4 increasing levels of we will be loyal to you, and then Wild Rider's like, live fast, die young, bad girls do it well.
Yeah, if all of the Stunticons like represent a different kind of reckless driving, Wild Rider is the DUI. But yes, those are the Stunticons. They're here. I will say this might be it probably isn't a hot take actually. I do not like the aerial bots much as a unit. I don't think a lot of them stand out.
Well, they don't.
Partially
That's
because
literally only 2 of the 5 do.
Yeah, like so many of the first hurdle is that 4 out of 5 of them look really, really similar. Like really similar.
They have like the same basic shape of like the cone behind their heads, and it's like, all right, they're slightly different colors, but like, well, 3 out of 5. Silverbolt. Does Silverbolt have the cone behind his head?
No, but he also turns into a different thing. So
sorry, not Silverbolt. I meant Slingshot. Does Slingshot have the cone behind his head?
Yes, he does. But he also has a personality and a really like a completely orange
and a super yellow face.
So.
He has a super yellow face. So he, like, Slingshot's easy to like identify, but like the other 3, like I don't care about Air Raid, man.
Air Raid, yeah, as we'll get to, the only aerial bots that really matter to the plot of these episodes are Silverbolt and Slingshot. The rest of them are just kind of there. And I will say this though. I prefer Superion as a combiner design to Minosaur, despite the fact that I like all of the Stunticons a lot more separately.
Here's the thing. Superion is, I think, actually the best designed combiner.
He looks so good.
Just from an appearance point of view,
I like
Superion, I think, outranks all of them.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for Devastator, and I have professed my love for G1 Predaking before. But yeah, as far as this group of Scramble City combiners, I think it's Superion and Bruticus look the best. Everyone else,
Yeah, I mean, like, Devastator's classic, but I think, like, compared to the, like, design language of Superion, it's just kind of, like, bland.
Yeah.
It's like it again. It's Baby's first combiner, right? It was like the first time anyone was like, "What if we smashed 5 guys together?" So I don't necessarily like blame blame Devastator for that, but like, or for the design team for doing a more simple design for that. But like, Superion looks good, and particularly in comparison to Metasaur, who kind of looks like a mess, frankly.
He's just got 4 sports cars taped to his arms and legs.
Yeah, Metasaur is probably the worst designed combiner.
Which is also how his new Age of the Primes toy look. And I get it. It does look pretty good as a toy, but it just design-wise, like, I don't know. It's fun to, like, turn the guys into the limbs. And it's not always easy, but it can be done. I've seen it been done. Anyway, we'll get to more of that once they actually show off their combining abilities. For now, the Stunticons return to Earth as the Autobots continue to try to get to Vector Sigma and fight through these Centurions. They do eventually get there, but first I wanted to, like, they pull some pretty funny shenanigans here to get rid of these Centurion robots. But first I want to talk about the Stunticons' attack on this military base, because one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It is. Yeah.
Oh, right. No, this is the first one, because honestly, the second one, in my opinion, is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, this is what I'm talking about. When the end of this episode, when they all go back to Earth and Megatron sicks them on this fucking base, and they just start doing Fast and Furious shit to the U.S. military.
No, I'm talking about the second one, when the Autobots show up and the military is going to attack them, but then the Stunticons interrupt them. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
But with this sequence, you get like Wild Rider just flies through the air and drives through a building. Dead End like drops out of the sky onto a machine gun nest. It looks like the Tom Walker streams of the GTA with all of the traffic cranked up. That's what a Stunticon attack would be like. Just like cars flying everywhere. The Stunticons are so funny. Like I said, I may not be the biggest Minosaur fan, but as a sub-faction, the Stunticons might be my favorite Decepticon combiners. Because they're all just shit. They're literally just shitheads.
I really think I'm my love for the Combaticons.
The Combaticons are really good.
I love the Combaticons so much. It is.
They got Swindle in there. That's hard to beat.
They got Swindle in there, and they're also a bunch of chuckle fucks, and I do like Bruticus a lot.
Bruticus looks so cool, is the thing. But yeah, the Stunticons are here. Meanwhile, Ratchet and Hoist have rebuilt a bunch of corpses into like lemming drones to lure all of the Centurions off a cliff so that they stop chasing the Autobots.
Oh god, what was my note? One second, let me find my note for this, because
I will say there's also, when they're attacking, when the Centurion droids are attacking these drones, one of them hits the cleanest fucking like Snapdragon suplex I've ever seen and just completely obliterates that guy's neck. It's crazy.
Yeah, my note for that was I love the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they just built their own Suicide Squad. Crazy amount of Robogore in this scene, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I know a young Nick Roche was watching this sequence, and he took it to heart. And soon, and in decades from then, he and James Roberts would write the Robogore magnum opus that is Last Stand of the Wreckers.
Well,
anyway, Optimus has a plan to stop all these cars. Because he says, well, if the Decepticons are jacking our stees, I'm going to jack Megatron's stees right back. Let's build some planes.
We also can make up some guys.
And so
check this shit out.
They just start rebuilding a bunch of defunct shuttles laying around into...
First, like, he talks to, like, Alpha Trion about it. Yeah. And Alpha Trion's like, I don't know, dude. like, Optimus is like, we can do what they did, right? And Alpha Trion's like, do you understand you're suggesting to do, like, surgery on inanimate objects. And it's like these are, and Optimus is like, how hard can it be? Like Megatron did it, and Alphatron's like, these are senior citizens.
These are old as fuck.
These are old as fuck. Like, Megatron stole new cars.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Also, he just put stuff in the cars to make them into Transformers. You are asking me to take these gigantic shuttles and turn them into Earth jets.
Yeah.
What? They're doing cosmetic surgery on space shuttles to make them look
on
F-15s.
senior citizen space shuttles. Like,
yeah. So,
yeah, like Alphatron's like, I really don't think you're going to be able to do this. And Optimus is like, we have no other choice. And Alphatron's like, you're right, we have no other choice. It's like, what?
Yeah. So they do it. They create a bunch of planes, but, you know, they're like, oh shit, Megatron took the key. How else are we gonna fucking power up Vector Sigma? And Alpha Trion says, oh, don't worry. I'm so old. I'm so fucking old that I have Vector Sigma's, like, source code, so I can just interface with it directly and give it all of my power. And Optimus says, but wait, Papa, that means you will die. And Alpha Trion says, that's right. Listen, son, if there's one thing you need to know about primes, it's that we love dying. And then he plugs himself in and becomes an orb.
God, who is it who, like, comes across it afterwards and is like, wait, Alpha Trion's dead?
Blaster.
And
It's Blaster's like, Blaster's standing next to Primal as happens. He just goes, wait, did that guy just die?
Yeah, and Optimus has the most insane answer to that. He goes, yes, but it means these 6 lives will live.
Yeah.
Which is a decision. Wait. Which is a decision I hope they will be able to make when the time comes.
I hope they are able to make a beautiful sacrifice and become an orb.
Oh, dude, what? They're baby. Don't put this on them.
He puts a lot of these babies. Also, he said 6. Is he already planning on Superion? I presume he built that in. So he's like, yes.
Maybe I misremember. I thought I was sure he said 6.
He says 6. I knew that down too.
Okay, because I also was like, wait a minute.
Is he counting Superion? Does he know about that? Well, all right, I guess he is. And yeah, the aerial bots get their own thing, same as the fucking Stunticons, but it's not as fun because the aerial bots aren't as fun. However, something really funny happens in this sequence where they're all introducing each other. Optimus is Mike Wazowskiing one of the aerial bots. I think it's Fireflight. He is standing.
It's absolutely Fireflight.
Because, like,
but you are correct. That is such a funny way to describe it. But it's really, and I kept. So here's the thing. Like, I kept expecting it to, like, shift as he, like, went down the line, but then it didn't.
He just
because
stands...
it's like it's one thing to, like, have it there while, like, other characters are speaking. It's like, fine, whatever. But then it just didn't shift.
No. He was just standing in front of Fireflight the whole time. I don't think there's a good shot of him anywhere in this episode. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, the aerial bots are, of course, Silverbolt, who's the only one who turns into a, like, really different looking plane. He turns into a Concorde.
Well, I don't know. Like, Slingshot actually also turns into, because Slingshot turns into, like, a VTOL, right?
Oh yeah, he's got the little things on the end of his wings.
Yeah.
We have Silverbolt, Air Raid, Fireflight, Skydive, and Slingshot. Like I said earlier, the only ones of those 5 you really need to know about are Silverbolt, who's sort of the, like, sympathetic upcoming hero guy, and Slingshot, who is an asshole. Those are the 2 guys who do anything in this episode. But yeah,
now
they have birthed 5 adult sons.
I do want to say, Air Raid has a very funny moment later on.
Yes.
It doesn't say anything, but has a facial expression.
Yes.
That
the synchronized
delights me.
The synchronized cocky grin.
we'll get there, but surprised and delighted me is what I will say about it.
Air Raid and Slingshot sort of do Me and the Boys, the meme, a little bit there. But yeah, they have birthed their 5 adult airplane sons, and it's time to leave. And yet again, I have to say, Omega Supreme
beefs it in this episode.
I thought that they would explain why this happens. It does. He cannot complete a round trip to Cybertron. He gets back to the Ark and explodes for no reason. What
he does it for plot. He does it so Slingshot can be like, Jesus Christ, man.
Plot contrivance required. Body destroyed.
Youch.
So yeah, he spends the whole time. I feel as though this is the Omega Supreme thing. I never think of Omega Supreme being an unstoppable secret weapon for the Autobots, as he is sometimes presented as. I feel like everything I remember when I think about Omega Supreme is oh yeah, he's being repaired, or he's comatose, or he's knocked out on the floor, or he's been forcibly turned into a ship. He's never doing anything.
Or he's been tricked by the Constructicons.
Yeah, in IDW, he spends almost that entire run literally just standing there, deactivated after he got his ass beat, and then he dies when Unicron eats the planet. So maybe Omega Supreme sucks, actually. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe he's the world's biggest jobber.
Hi, sorry, not to interrupt, but apparently it's been called for Mom Donnie.
All right, everybody.
Wait 1 second.
Oh,
I'm looking at this. There's multiple. The New York Times has said that Mom Donnie wins. So
now look, if they said it, if those fucking guys said it,
if those fucking guys said it, then I believe it. But wait, 19th news. I'm trying to see if Cuomo has conceded yet.
It's gonna come back. It was fucking 67-15-5, and the 5 was Cuomo, and he still wouldn't concede.
AP News has also called it for Mom Donnie.
Yay! So many terrible people are gonna have a bad night, and that's something to celebrate, everyone.
Oh god, it's gonna be such a shit show here. Listen, the chances that Trump is not gonna send the National Guard into the city in the next few days is non-existent, but ooh, it's worth it. Sorry. Hey folks, you're getting me live. Sorry, I'm online, but you'll forgive me if I live in the city that I think might decide the political direction of this country for the next several years.
It must be stressful being the protagonists of the United States.
Listen, greatest city in the world, baby, but also Jesus Christ.
So anyway, planes. Yeah, pretty immediately, Slingshot is damn, do you see that guy just blow up? These guys kind of suck. And I really like Silverbolt's. Silverbolt has a very I'm just a little birthday boy vocal performance in this show. There's something, he sounds really, really, really young, even for
I think that is purposeful, right? Because I think the whole point is that obviously they were all born not yesterday, 5 minutes ago, but he is, I think, supposed to be sort of the naif of them.
Yeah.
And that is particularly why, in addition to the fear of heights thing, which is very funny.
Oh boy, yeah. That is first teased when they're leaving Cybertron, I think. But it's stated out later here after this squabble with the Stunticons at the military base. Which is what you were mentioning, when the military starts firing on the Autobots, thinking that they're the ones that attacked the base, and when Optimus asks, "You guys gave the fuel to us. Why would we attack you?" The general just goes, "Well, I don't know," and then just continues to shoot them. America's finest.
Sorry, I'm still wrapped up in the euphoria of this mayoral race.
So yeah, as you said, the Stunticons show up and fight the Autobots in car combat, which is, I guess, novel. They haven't been able to like go toe to toe or tire to tire, if you would, with other guys until now. But this only like intensifies Slingshot's arrogance, right? Like, okay, so the humans we're supposed to be protecting are a bunch of ungrateful idiots who can be fooled by, like... Which, to be fair to him, it is pretty dumb that a bunch of sports cars covered in Decepticon emblems attacked that base and everyone just assumed they were Autobots. Guys.
Yeah, this is... Well, here... so... again, my last note for this episode is, again, many questions about the human population's knowledge of Cybertronians. Because, I guess it's because they're cars, right?
Yeah, they just assumed.
Yeah. But, like, I was like, why?
The military...
They must be... But they say... I mean, again, they're like, oh, there's no driver of that car. They don't say, it must be a Transformer. They say... It must be an Autobot.
Well, look, Decepticon equal plane and tank, and Autobot equal car. That's just the way it is in this world. The tape deck doesn't count. That's different. But yeah, Slingshot basically says, you know what? Fuck this. And this is where he and Air Raid make the really funny face at Ratchet. Because they come in and they're like, yeah, what are you doing? Fixing this guy? Whatever. And they do like I don't even know how to describe the face they make.
Sorry, no, this isn't the moment I'm thinking of.
I think it is. It's when they do the same, like the Jagoff,
But
smug
that's
smile.
no. Mine is in the second episode.
We're on the second episode.
Oh,
We've been
we
on the
are?
second
Okay.
episode for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, well, you know.
You've been distracted. Your mind's been elsewhere.
Well, no. Them assuming that the Autobots were attacking is part of the first episode.
Yes, but them telling Optimus that to his face was in the second one.
Yeah. Ironhide, yeah, I also do appreciate before Ironhide starts in on, like, the aerial bots, Ironhide himself is also like, I'm about to kill these humans, Optimus.
Yeah.
he's like, I'm sure they're just, like, because Silverbolt is like, sorry, not Silverbolt. Slingshot's like, we're supposed to protect these guys? They're morons. And Ironhide's like, I'm sure they're just confused.
Yeah, barely contained rage.
Yeah. But yeah, so Slingshot keeps getting in Ironhide's face, and he like threatens. He's like, "I'm gonna pop you in your mouth, I swear to God." And the rest of the aerial bots have just these like stupid, goofy ass grins. Air Raid in particular has the worst of them, but oh my God, it's really funny. The best Gestalts all hate each other.
That's true. All of the best Gestalts are formed from like a completely dysfunctional group of idiots.
I mean, I guess that's why you like the Stunticons so much.
That's right. Even though I don't like their combined form. I think individually they're all much more fun characters than the aerial bots. Silver will decide who is. This is where he reveals his fear of heights. Where he's like, yeah, man. You know, I guess since I was like just a courier shuttle, I never really got that high up, so, you know, I'm really scared. And Optimus says, I understand. I know exactly how to fix this problem. You're in charge now. You're the leader of the aerial bots. And he just leaves. He says, good luck!
Anyway, bye! Yeah, best of luck, my friend. Oh, I wanted to talk about one other, like, small moment, actually. Which is... Okay, so two moments. One is there's a small moment where they're looking at... Is it Vector Sigma under a microscope? What are they looking at under a microscope?
Oh, so there's a part where... So
is it
they
the
still
key?
have the key.
It's the key.
Yeah, so what happens is Megatron is like waving the key around like an idiot. And he accidentally drops it on the ground and it's like the sand beneath it becomes metal. And he realizes that the key can like cyberform things, and he gets really excited about that. He's just gonna start blasting everything with it, starting with the nearby city of Seattle. So the Autobots have to stop him.
Yeah. So anyway, they're looking at this under the animation for this part of them examining it under the microscope is really beautiful, actually.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
So I want to say that really quickly. The other thing I want to say was I actually can't even remember what the news was that Optimus receives before like going to Silverbolt to being, hi, you're in charge of the aerial bots now. But he literally says good grief, and the delivery on good grief is like indescribable. Peter Cullen just goes, good grief.
This entire time, by the way, Omega Supreme is beautiful, but he's dying because his brain module is like running out of life support power. The aerial bots, Slingshot says, man, fuck this, and they then like leave. I guess they're like, you know, they were born 5 minutes ago, but they're all a bunch of like shithead teenagers is kind of the vibe.
Every time you build a new team, they have to abandon you immediately.
Yeah.
This is the Autobot way. Grimlock showed them how to do it.
Except Megatron figured it out because he just gave the Stunticons a bunch of Keystone Light and like said, "Hey, tear that shit up," and they just cheered and like killed 45 pedestrians. They're simple bots. They know what they want, and what they want is vehicular manslaughter. Anyway, Silverbolt goes after them, and he's got to be like, "Come on, guys, we got to give the Autobots a chance. They're literally all of our dads. They built us." And Slingshot's like, "I don't know, man. They're stupid."
My response was, Silverbot, no, found family is just as valid as blood.
Yeah, but if Slingshot was in my found family, I'd find a new family. I don't like that guy.
So I had like this sudden realization partway through this episode that Silverbolt looks just like the red button decision meme. Right down to the sweat.
Yeah. He does have, his lips are really weirdly defined. I noticed that. I was like, why?
Really weirdly defined, and he's just so nervous, and he always looks so indecisive, right down to the sweat. That is, hey, folks in the server, if you want to make that edit, please, we would welcome it as an emoji. I can make that happen.
Silver Overlord tier lips, just luscious for no reason.
2 silver buttons. That's going to be the name of the emoji.
So yeah, like Silver kind of hit Slingshot with some reverse psychology of like, hey, if you think we're doing so good, if we think you're so much better, how about we just go back to the Ark and take it over? And this is really an exercise to show Slingshot that like, hey, even though Ratchet got tired and had to go recharge, Sparkplug is still trying to fix Omega Supreme because he is a human and he has boundless compassion for us mechanoids. And don't you feel like a fucking jackass, huh? And Slingshot
not really, but...
Slingshot says, okay, I'll go fight the Decepticons. Which,
wait,
the Autobots...
sorry, can I interrupt with another Mayoro update real quick? Because I think it's really funny.
Sure thing.
In the middle of the ballroom, Joanne Grilled, 62-year-old co-chair of the New York State tenant block, joined a group dancing in a circle to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us.
I mean, it's going to be quite a party. So, the aerial bots go to back up the Autobots. Megatron is just zapping everything into metal with the key. He's like a kid in a candy store. And this is where he reveals, like, Optimus Prime, you fool! Allow me to show you my Stunticon's true capabilities. Merge into Menasor, and they do. And Menasor's voice is like the most filtered of any character so far. He sounds crazy. And granted, Menasor isn't a guy who says a lot. Like, you know, Bruticus and Devastator are both gestalts made up of pretty dysfunctional teams that still generally have the same goal, so they kind of have a coherent personality. Menasor is...
Wild Rider is a statistical outlier who should not have been counted.
Menasor is made up of 5 drunk assholes who all want to blow shit up for different reasons. So mostly what Menasor does when he like comes together, it's just like scream and like smash stuff. And yeah, that's what he does. He just goes, ah! But Optimus says, aha! Except my sons can also get big. And the aerial bots form Superion for the first time. And we have our first combiner on combiner battle in the show. Because before, the only combiner was Devastator. And that reminds me, now I can talk about the differences between Devastator and these new ones. Because as you said, Devastator was an older combiner, but also an older toy imported from Diaclone. And Devastator, of course, has a laid out combination sequence. The Constructicons all form a specific part of Devastator, right?
Yes.
A leg, an arm, a torso.
Yes, because we've all talked about how funny it is that Scrapper is a leg.
It's really funny because that is not any of the other leaders. All of the leaders for the other combiner teams almost always, I think, form the chest because usually they're the biggest figure. But the new combiners, which are generally called Scramble City style combiners due to a Japanese commercial that first showed off the characters. What that means is all of the limb bots can be put in any configuration you want. Like Slingshot can be an arm or a leg, and you can even mix and match the Scramble City team combiners. Well, you can put Vortex on Superion if you want. It's going to look crazy, but you can do it. And this would be... it's
not illegal.
It's not illegal. This would be the main way they did combiners going forward. I think the two that break that pattern... Well, the three that break that pattern are all later ones. It's Predaking, Piranacon, and Monstructor are all not like that. They also have predetermined build orders. Well, I think maybe not Monstructor. Anyway,
yeah,
that's beside the point. Two big boys are having a fight.
It does whip to watch.
Superion's voice is weird, though. It's pretty clearly either Slag or Sludge's voice actor just doing that voice, which I don't think fits Superion very well. It's really high-pitched. Superion should have a sort of barrel-chested hero voice to me. He's like a daring do type of high-flying hero, but instead he sounds like this. Superion, yay!
This is the sound of a good guy.
But yes, when all seems lost, guess who shows up but Omega Supreme, repaired just in time to beat the Sonicon's ass. And Megatron calls for a retreat, and all of the aerial bots are like, we learned our lesson. We will be Autobots now, and everyone celebrates. And that's the key to Vector Sigma. As I said, Vector Sigma stops being relevant for the rest of the show. They just forget about it.
It did its job. It's fine. There's 10 new guys now. Are you happy? 2 episodes, 10 new guys. That is a per capita. That is 12. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, but that per capita, that is an incredible rate.
I mean, that's the most new guys that have joined in one story arc since fucking Dinobot Island. When they all just showed up.
Since the beginning of this season.
When they all just showed up. And yeah, this sort of... I feel like Superion more than any of them, despite being the only Autobot combiner until the Protectobots appear out of nowhere in the literal season finale. The aerial bots do have their own focus episode, but I have a feeling the others probably won't get their time in the spotlight the way that Silverbolt and Slingshot do. But yeah, that's key to Vector Sigma. Important episode. The rest of this season is mainly going to focus on the combiner teams. The Combaticons and Protectobots will be introduced, and they'll each have kind of spotlight episodes, as G1 likes to do.
Yeah.
So how about you take us through some questions?
I'd love to, as I, again, continue to ride this euphoria for something good happening in this country for once. All right. Our first question comes from Creamzeek, Werner Kurtzig voice. Who is truly the Stunticon known as Wild Rider? What motivations lie beneath that slate gray hood? What regrets are kept hidden by those ruby windows? Most of all, why does he wish to bust a nut?
It really does sound like he says, "I'll bust a nut." I think if you look into Wild Rider's head, if you cortical psychic patch your way into Wild Rider's head, it's just episodes of Jackass on loop set to Andrew WK music. That's literally all that's going on in there. Ah, bust a nut!
Even you saying it again sounds like Bust a Nut. It just sounds like Bust a Nut.
I'm Wild Rider! I'm here to come!
I mean...
And all the other Stunticons turn around like, what?
And then Motormaster goes, I'm also here to come. Geist asks, so why does a key for a life-giving machine somehow turn stuff into metal? Also, can we talk about the fact that there's, like, copies of the key? That you can apparently go to a locksmith and get, like, copies made at the key to Vector Sigma?
Can you?
Well, isn't that what, like, Albatron was saying? That is, like, I said he stole a key to Vector Sigma.
That was just him revealing that he could interface with Vector Sigma. He doesn't have a second key. It would be really funny if he did, though, because then he killed himself for nothing.
Yeah, that would be funny. But, I mean, does he not just go to a locksmith and turn himself into a key?
No, he just shoved his hand in there.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's the pain box. I don't know why this does this. I stop. Here's the thing. If you don't understand why something happens in G1, just don't ask. There's no answer.
There's no explanation for this at all. At least other times this would happen. Something with like the Allspark, it would make sense because it's like, yeah, it's supposed to cyberform worlds or whatever. There's no. You don't need to care. You don't need to know why it does this. It does it. Megatron does it, and we stop him. The writers don't know why it does this. They just needed something to do for the third act.
Beachcomber's #1 bro Chet asks, can you tell me a single fact about any aerial bot that's not Silverbolt? Yes, I can tell you plenty about Slingshot.
Yeah, other than Slingshot, well, I think Air Raid is the black one.
Can't be saying that, white baby.
He's the... Oh, no. I mean, he turns into a black plane. No. But yeah, I could not tell you a single fucking fact about Fireflight or what even what even is the other guy's name? Skydive. Don't ask me facts about those two. I will not have them. Those guys exist. Air Raid at least.
Yeah, Air Raid at least has a bit of a personality, but like...
And his name will show up again in future characters. But Skydive and Fireflight, they're nobodies. They're like Z tier guys. They only exist to be superior on limbs, basically.
Do you think Dead End and Dirge would get along?
No.
Well, I do. I think Dead End would be a bad influence on Dirge, because I think Dead End would be like, you should do something about it. You should kill yourself for real. Let's both kill ourselves together.
That's why they aren't allowed to talk. Dead End is so funny.
Yeah, he's like an active suicide watch.
No wonder
Nothing matters.
No wonder Minosaur's like that. We got one guy who's like fucking like school shooter supreme. We got I'm a bust a nut. We got Motormaster's extreme psychosexual obsession with Optimus Prime that we will get to later.
Is Dead End the school shooter supreme?
Yeah, Dead End's gonna call in and say don't come in tomorrow.
Got it.
I don't know what's going on with the Breakdown, and Drag Strips is like an egotistical maniac.
Breakdown really is just a guy on this team.
I think Breakdown just has mental illness. He doesn't need to be with all these fucking freaks. He just needs Bumblebee's support. But Earthspark Bumblebee is a flaky boyfriend who won't fucking be there for his guy. Fuck you, Bumblebee. Suck my nuts, you sanctimonious sports car bitch. Sorry.
Geist asks, why does Metasaur look like someone glued Hot Wheel cars onto an off-brand Voltron? Well, you see, Geist, you actually got it in one, didn't you?
This is indeed my main criticism for Metasaur's animation model. And the new toy. You just glued some fucking Matchbox onto your Voltron and called it a day.
Coil Head On asks, how often does Vector Sigma come up in Transformers media? It seems like it doesn't exist in the Unicorn trilogy, but Primus does. Is Vector Sigma just Primus for the G1 cartoon, and or can Primus and Vector Sigma coexist? Is Vector Sigma a divine being?
Okay, so here's where things get complicated.
Just here.
So no, it does show up in other things. But like I said, with the introduction of the Matrix and Primus and stuff, they had to do some figuring out of what all these things do. Generally, yes, Vector Sigma I do not believe exists in the Unicron trilogy. Its role in Energon is basically filled by Primus, being the big glowing orb at the center of Cybertron. But I think mostly when it does come up, it is one, it has been added onto it of like Vector Sigma is also the main repository of knowledge for Cybertron, and thus Alpha Trion is its keeper. And also they have added onto a thing of Vector Sigma is often the way that Primus communicates to the Cybertronians, right? It's like an interface between them. Outside of the main G1 continuity, the only place that I can remember Vector Sigma really coming up is in Prime, complete with Key. There's a subplot about Jack having to go find Vector Sigma to save Optimus. And then there is the weird stuff with the Oracle in Beast Machines, where Vector Sigma basically becomes like self-aware and ascends to the spiritual plane. And at IDW, for a while, Vector Sigma was the only source of life on Cybertron. It would release pulses intermittently that would cause hot spots of sparks to sprout to the surface. And when that stopped, that is when the cold construction process began, starting with Nova Prime, who used the Matrix to like build more Transformers because he was an expansionist and wanted to conquer the galaxy. But yeah, Vector Sigma, you're right, has really taken a back seat in terms of like big important mytho arc stuff for Transformers. Especially because like the Allspark also functionally replaced it along with Primus for a bit in the late 2000s after the movie. But I mean, it does still pop up. I think it's like a fun design. I love a big stupid ball, right? Like that's fun. But yeah, it hasn't really kept its relevance. I think in the comics, it straight up just doesn't exist. Primus is at the center of Cybertron again.
There's also like very differing ideas of how Vector Sigma actually operates depending on your canon. Right? Like the idea of it being a MacGuffin is actually not, I think, the most common one, at least within like fandom perception of it.
It's definitely usually more important than how it's portrayed here.
Well,
where it's
yes,
just a ball that makes
that is
babies.
for sure. But like it's referred to as like the well of all life, right? In many places, and I think people, in several pieces of media, it is actually a part of the planet. It's like the planet core, not just this like MacGuffin thing, as opposed to like the Allspark or the Matrix or many of these other things that we talk about. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it like runs Cybertron, or in some cases, Primus is like Primus's subconscious processes that run the planet.
Right,
like things.
Yeah, like it is. I've seen it like combined with Primus like fairly frequently actually, and as like the idea of like being the actual physical thing that Cybertron is built around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think like that is also something to think about, where it's like Vector Sigma is almost in some of these places a location rather than an object, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second question here from Sabrina is, where's Rung in all this?
Looking for a curly straw. That curly straw set off
everything. In one universe, you'll find one without any trouble.
That's right.
The Setsicant Ruby asks, do you think it's cruel and unusual to ask a guy who just got birth and already has deep-seated fear of heights to be the leader of the team whom flies?
I think it's one of Optimus's less ideal decisions, certainly.
I think Optimus has great command over psychology.
It's called exposure therapy.
Yeah, literally. I mean, here's the thing, though. It's not, because he's not saying fly more to get used to flying. He's like, lead this team so you're distracted from the fact that you're high up. And so, like, there's no good advice in any of that. There's, like, there's no school of thought where that's, like, the right answer. Dead Name Stealing Faye asks, considering that Vector Sigma and the Allspark basically do the same thing by giving the Transformers life, would you prefer having it if the Allspark was made to be just an alternate name for Vector Sigma's key, or the official Hasbro lore that Allspark gives life while Vector Sigma gives thought?
I mean, okay. So yeah, the Allspark sort of throws a wrench into all this. They do actually, I forget how they do it in Prime. They do coexist, but I don't remember if they ever brought up in concert with each other, because the Allspark is introduced really late in Prime. I think maybe literally in the movie. So as late as you can get. But I mean, it's ultimately like, I think if I were to prefer one or the other, I think you could do more interesting stuff with Vector Sigma in terms of like, yeah. But the Allspark, obviously, I like it in animated. It's whatever in the movie. It made the Mountain Dew robot, so I guess that's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have like a preference or so. It's just that like they are sort of redundant in terms of you need an origin, and that's why I think Primus sort of moved in where Vector Sigma was and took over its spot in a lot of Marvel stuff and like later. Especially the Unicron trilogy. Like, the reason Vector Sigma isn't in the Unicron trilogy is because Primus is just real and talks to people all the time and turns into a big guy and punches Starscream in the face. So, who needs the ball when you can just do that?
Yes. Where are we?
Second question.
Yes. Okay. Wow, the animators sure were doing some more dynamic and ambitious camera angles than usual.
Were they?
Well, we had a Mike Wazowski situation. Do you think that they were upping the quality because they were introducing some new toys, or do you think that the animators just wanted to have some fun or some other third thing? Beer, I'm gonna be so real with you. The fact that neither Mara or I noticed this. Usually one of us notices this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was that notable.
Like, I usually notice if things look considerably better or considerably worse than usual. For the most part, this read really like just sort of a baseline. It looks like G1. There aren't too many egregious errors, but there's nothing that made me stop and go, wow, that actually looked really cool. So no, I didn't. I think they just animated it like they usually do. Cheaply and quickly.
Hayvine asks, how relieved was Shockwave when the space bridge door opened and it was only Megatron there to yell at him instead of more Dinobots humans or, females?
Yeah, like, Shockwave's not had a great run of it so far in the past few weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure it was like a massive relief.
Oh, thank God. He's just going to yell at me.
What else is new?
And he didn't even get yelled at too much. He just said, yeah, I know where the key is. And Megatron said, oh, okay. I was going to yell at you for like 30 minutes, but we can skip that.
Why did Rumble have to steal all the cars by himself? Did he just really, really, really want to? You know, like...
Rumble is a young man from New Jersey, and this is his birthright, okay? This is what he was made for. Finally. Whatever, like, function the Decepticons have him doing, presumably demolitions. No. His function is stealing your catalytic converter. That's what he does. And he finally got to do it. For this brief moment.
I think for Rumble and Frenzy in particular, they need a certain level of enrichment before they go insane. And that enrichment is almost always best delivered in the form of petty crime. Or Grand Theft Auto in this case, I guess.
It's like Coco Melon for the Megatron. They just need it, or else they start running around in circles and hitting each other.
The fact that you can, like, get your voice to sound that modulated is quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Causing problems on purpose asks, do you have 3 or 4 friends you like to combine with to form a giant guy who sucks? I don't want to know anyone that intimately.
Yeah, that's scary. That's like... There's always everyone loves, like, oh, haha, drift compatibility. The concept is a little frightening. And
now do it with 4 more guys.
Yeah, also, like, there's 5 dudes swirling around in there. All of their thoughts getting, like, mixed together. No wonder Blastoff has these crazy unrequited feelings for Onslaught. That shit must be crazy. Speaking of the Combaticons in IDW.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm really glad that Prowl joining the Kaon Polycule worked out for him, but I would simply say no thank you.
Look, as long as he could get more mentally fucked up than he already was. Like, it would help him if he had some dudes to hang out with instead of, like, assets to interrogate or whatever.
And our final questions come from Aurora Cosmos, like the UFO. Who are some picks to include in the Transformers Multiverse Kart Racer? My vote is for Rumble riding the yellow race car from that one scene.
Yes! Oh, fuck.
Okay,
Hoist driving Huffer.
My vote is for Rumble again, but on top of Starscream from a King Arthur, from a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's court.
I believe you'll find that was Ramjet. There was no way Starscream would let himself be a horse.
Oh, you're right, it was Ramjet. I was about to say, it was definitely a plane, but it was, yeah.
You get to be the horse this time, Ramjet. I will not be the pony. You must be the pony. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of some other really good. Oh, fuck. There's one we haven't gotten to yet, but when the Beast Formers all get their Transmetal upgrades, there's a scene of Dinobot and Rat Trap that I really, really love that also needs to be in that kart racer. I also think you need to put in the Society of Ultimate Villainy driving around in Swindle from Transformers Animated. Oh fuck, we need put Misha and RC from Energon in there too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and then there's just one human role in tracks.
Yeah. Fuck, wait. That reminds me, because I was gonna say...
Sorry, rules and side tracks, Fork Found in Kitchen.
Yeah, why is Raoul's why is Trax's windows blacked out, and sometimes when he's idle, Trax just starts bouncing around. That's weird. Anyway, I forgot to remark on something, but when Silverbolt is like chasing down the key to Vector Sigma to like blow it out of the sky, he makes some really interesting noises. It goes away from scared noises into something else. And I just thought that was really funny. I'm gonna see if I can try to isolate them. But he was definitely it sounded less like he was floating on it and more like he was bouncing and moaning on it. That's what I'll say.
And I'm glad you were brave enough to say it. Finally, so the Stunticons seem to have the purpose of just being able to crash into things and not get hurt, which I feel is kind of redundant since that's Ramjet's thing. So you must ask, how would things change if the stunt team became the Ramjet team with just 5 clones of Ramjet turned into a really big Ramjet?
I mean, that would be thrilling for Ramjet. I think he would love to hang out with 5 of himself. They would all just, like, headbutt each other. It'll be like...
It would be terrible for everyone else.
Do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa is worried about the Simpsons gene activating and making her stupid?
Vaguely.
And then it's like, it only appears in men. And then all of them look out the window and all of the male Simpsons relatives are like running into each other with buckets on their heads. That's what a Ramjet team would look like. And yeah, they just turned into one big Ramjet. This did kind of happen in IDW, if you remember.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
Okay, this is exciting. So this is like, it's not related to Rid or More Than Meets the Eye. So
it's phase 1.
It's phase like 2.5. It's when they're fighting Galvatron on Earth.
Okay.
And the government reveals that they had Ramjet and Thrust's corpses, like, from the events of All Hail Megatron.
Right.
And they reverse engineered them into a bunch of Ramjet and Thrust clones. And I believe they do combine with the Enigma of combination at one point. But yeah, I mean, Ramjet would be thrilled by it. Everyone else would not be fun. But I will say, it is Ramjet's thing technically. But the Stunticons make it look way better. That's just my opinion. Sorry, Ramjet.
I mean... I don't think anyone is gunning for Ramjet here. Number
Sound
one
off.
Ramjet enjoyer.
Sound off on the comments if Ramjet is your favorite Transformers character of all time. I don't want to hear even favorite secret. I need to know if Ramjet has number one shooters out there. I don't think he does, but anything is possible in this big, beautiful world of ours. Hey, folks, we've been Prime Cuts. You can follow us on Blue Sky, primecutspod.bc.social, and find us on Patreon, patreon.com/primecuts. Noise Space at XYZ is where we live, along with various other podcasts about various other things. Mostly about putting weird emphasis on words. That's actually what most of the shows on Noise Space are about. That's not true. I'm lying. I could be sued for misinformation.
Just saying shit for the hell of it right now.
Mara, you can find me on Blue Sky at mara.biscuit.social and on Tumblr at Cyclonus with a 5 on the end of it.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Optimum Prime in the greatest city in the world in real life.
That's right.
That just possibly changed the face of politics in this country for the next several years.
They're saying woke is back on the menu, folks.
They are saying that woke is back on the menu. I mean, listen, there's a lot of very good wins tonight, but
Yeah.
damn, dude.
As it turns out, doing a bunch of insane, evil bullshit makes you pretty unpopular in the polls.
It's
Most people don't wanna
honestly,
vote for you.
the craziest results this night are from Virginia.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
like-
It was crazy.
That is some crazy shit. Like, we knew Mom Donnie was going to win. 63 seats in Virginia is insane. People are pissed at Republicans. You can also listen to the other podcast I do. It's called Pot of Greed, and it's about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Aliens. And of course, thank you to our $10 Elite Guard patrons, Sabrina Steele, and They Call Me the Inner Gobbler, the way I be eating Cybertronian ass.
Oh
I
my
presume
god. Oh my
upgraded
god.
Simply so that we would read that every episode. So
Did we figure out who that was?
No, but they are giving us $10 a month to say it, so I will happily say, Call Me the Inner Gobbler, the way I be eating Cybertronian ass.
Okay, I saw you post that. Like, please reveal yourself. I didn't realize. I didn't know. Oh my god.
Our mysterious
Incredible.
benefactor who be eating Cybertronian ass. Until next time, I am going to call up my good buddy Wild Rider so we can bust him up!
Oh god, bust a nut. I'm going to compete with all of my other friends about who can be the most loyal boy until this guy interrupts us. Peach.
There!
Transformers.